It is one of the most worrying and frustrating loops a caregiver can be in. You see the unopened mail, you notice the unexplained bruise, or you hear them struggling to remember a simple task. You ask, gently, "Is everything okay? Do you need some help?" And the answer is immediate. "I'm fine." It's so easy to see it as stubbornness, to feel that your parent is just being difficult or that they are actively lying to you. It can make you feel helpless, invisible, and frankly, terrified that something is happening that they are hiding. But what if that "I'm fine" isn't a lie at all? What if it's not even about you? What if it's a powerful, almost primal, psychological shield? A defense mechanism that the brain uses to cope with a profound fear of losing control and independence. Today, we are going to stop hitting that wall of denial and start understanding the science behind it. To truly get past that "I'm fine," we have to understand what it's protecting. That phrase is not a statement of fact. It is a shield. In psychology, we call it denial, and it is one of the most powerful and fundamental defense mechanisms we have. Denial isn't a moral failing, and it's not a conscious lie. It is an unconscious, automatic psychological process that the brain deploys to protect itself from a reality that is too painful, too overwhelming, or too terrifying to accept all at once. It's the mind's way of saying, "I cannot handle this right now." So, what is the terrifying reality that your parent is defending against? It's not just the unread mail or the missed medication. It's something far deeper, something researchers on aging refer to as the fear of compounded loss. This is the central why. As we age, we all face a series of losses. But for an aging parent, these losses can feel like they are stacking up, one on top of the other, creating a cascade. First, there is the fear of losing autonomy. This is perhaps the most profound fear for an adult. Autonomy is our sense of self-determination. It's the ability to decide what to eat, when to wake up, where to go, and how to manage our own homes. For your parent, admitting they need help with the mail, or managing their finances, or getting dressed, is not a small thing. It is the first step on a path that they fear leads directly to losing that self-determination. In their mind, "I need help with the bills" is one step away from "I'm being moved into a home." That "I'm fine" is a desperate attempt to hold the line, to remain the captain of their own ship. Second, this is tied to the fear of losing identity. Your parent has lived a whole life with a defined role. They were the provider, the problem solver, the strong one, the person you came to for help. Now, the roles are reversing. To them, needing help can feel like a complete erasure of that identity. By admitting they are not fine, they feel they are admitting they are no longer mom or dad in the way they've always known. They are becoming a patient or a burden. That "I'm fine" is their way of shouting, "I am still the person I've always been." Finally, all of this culminates in the fear of losing control not just of their environment, but of their own mind and body. This is where the brain science becomes so clear. When we perceive a threat, our amygdala, the brain's alarm system, fires up. For an aging person, the threats are internal and constant, a moment of forgetfulness, a new pain, a loss of balance. This can create a state of chronic, low-grade anxiety. Denial is the brain's attempt to manage that anxiety. It's an emotional stopgap. By saying "I'm fine," The brain gets a momentary reprieve from the flood of fear. It's the prefrontal cortex, the logical planning part of the brain, being completely hijacked by the emotional, protective amygdala. The "I'm fine" is a script, an automatic response designed to shut down the perceived threat, in this case, your question, and return the brain to a state of equilibrium, however temporary or false. They are not lying to you. Their brain is protecting them from a truth they are not yet ready to face. So, we have the why. We know that "I'm fine" is a shield, a psychological defense against the profound fear of losing autonomy, identity, and control. So, how do we, as caregivers, get past that shield? The answer is, we don't. We don't break the shield, we don't confront, we don't argue, and we don't present a list of evidence to prove they are not fine. That only makes them hold the shield up higher. Instead, we have to make the shield unnecessary. We have to change our approach so they feel safe enough to lower it on their own. The first strategy is to validate their autonomy before you address the problem. The "I'm fine" is a desperate cry to be seen as capable. So, see them as capable. Instead of leading with the problem, "Mom, you haven't paid these bills," lead with a request that reinforces their identity and their role. For example, "Mom, I'm trying to get my own finances organized, and I've always admired how you managed the household budget. I'd love for you to walk me through your system." This approach makes them the expert. It invites them to open the mail with you under the guise of teaching you. You are no longer a threat, but a partner. Second, we must shift the conversation from problems to shared goals. When you point out a problem, they get defensive. When you share a goal, you invite collaboration. Don't say, "Dad, you shouldn't be climbing that ladder to clean the gutters. It's not safe." That is a direct attack on his capability, and he will respond with, "I'm fine." Instead, try sharing a goal. "Dad, my number one goal is to make sure you can live here, in your own home, safely and independently, for as long as possible. I'd be heartbroken if something like a fall got in the way of that. What are your thoughts on how we can make sure that one thing never happens?" This reframes the entire conversation. You're not against him, you are with him, on the same team, working toward the exact same goal he has: his independence. Now, gutter cleaning isn't an act of stubbornness. It's a variable in a shared plan. And finally, the third strategy is to depersonalize the solution. Often, accepting help feels like a personal failure. We can lower the stakes by introducing a third party or an external tool. Instead of saying, "You need a pill organizer," which implies you are failing to remember, you can try, "I saw this new service that pre-sorts medications. It seems like such a time saver. It might be nice to just have one less thing to worry about, don't you think?" This small shift in language moves the solution from being about their deficit to being about a smart, convenient option. It's not help for someone who is failing, it's a life hack for someone who is smart. You are giving them a way to accept the help without having to first admit defeat. Understanding the science is the first step to empowerment. If you want to continue replacing stress with scientific clarity, I invite you to join our community by subscribing. And please, share your own journey in the comments below. Your story matters here.